Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Fear Fans podcast. I'm your host, Don Elmy. With me is Nick, Tom, and Joe. Man, we got a good show. We got a good show for you guys tonight. This is something that it was like just one person that requested this, but then a lot of you have been saying we should cover this one, and it is one of what I consider to be one of the best horror remakes of all time. The 1986 version of The Fly with Jeff Goldblum, Gina Davis, directed by David Cronenberg.
Wait, Cronenberg. What?
I knew it. I was waiting for it, Tom. I was just waiting.
You knew as soon as I saw that, I had to say something.
We're in the Cronenberg world.
I was gonna say, geez, Cronenberg, Rick, are we in Cronenberg world right now?
We're there right now. You know, I mean, there's Jeff Goldblum, and he's got a six-pack, and it's really weird. And Gina Davis is kind of cute, and you know what? And she never was, except for in this movie. I'm just saying.
Yes. So this is the not
Just
real.
so you know, this is now broadcasting on BB3 TV as well.
Oh,
Because
right.
you had that option up there for me to stream. So this is the first Fear Fans podcast that is streaming on BB3 right now.
There you go, Don.
That is awesome. Hey, I appreciate you doing that. Thanks.
Hey,
Your
problem,
second
man.
network to broadcast your show, so congratulations.
Nice. Oh yes, Santi, we're all good. Yeah, we've had some tornado stuff going on, but we'll get into that soon. Yes.
Yeah, we'll talk about that soon. Yeah.
Yes. But so this is a remake of a classic 1958 sci-fi horror film,
Vincent Price.
which had Vincent Price in it. Yes, and he was also he was also the narrator in the trailer for it, I believe.
I believe
For the,
so.
for
Yeah, he
the
was.
86 version?
No, not the 86 version.
Oh.
No, 58
The
version.
58 version.
Oh, I was going to say, I don't remember that.
Well, I don't think he just narrates. I think he actually does make an appearance in
No,
the trailer.
no, he does.
Well,
I'm-
yeah,
I'm
he's
also-
in it.
Oh yeah, he's in it. I'm just saying he's also the narrator of the trailer. Yes.
All I got to
Vincent
say
Price.
about that is, David Cronenberg's remake of The Fly may have been a remake of a 1958 horror classic, but David Cronenberg definitely made it his own work in some way.
He did. It's like it has a different tone to it, but it's a remake. It adopts things from the original version, but it really made it its own thing because one of the major differences is that in the 58 version, which gives us this right here. Hang on one second.
Help me.
Yes.
Yes, where a scientist is experimenting with teleportation using these telepods. You go in one telepod and you come out the other, right? Well, this is what happens when a fly got into the telepod with them and it spliced them it split the bodies. Like one has like the head of a fly and the body of a man, and the other one has the head of a man and the little small body of a fly.
I can understand why, he was even trying to develop, for both versions, like trying to develop these teleportation pods. You could clearly tell he was trying to do something to essentially benefit humanity, like when it comes to transportation, to get, a new way to go from point A to point B. But unfortunately, not realizing that not everything apparently looks as it appears, like that he originally wanted to.
Right. This is just The Fly is a story of science gone wrong in the worst way imaginable.
Yep.
And it would
to
have really
answer
been
Santiago's
horrific.
To answer Santiago's question, because I can already tell he's starting something up with me. I'm actually sitting on the couch right now. I moved my laptop because, one, I just have the desk all cleaned up, and two, I just came back from working out, so I'm kind of...
3, he wanted to show off his legs.
No.
Right.
No, I'm sweating too, so I just cleaned the desk, so I'm kind of taking a break from it and relaxing.
But I gotta say, if they had done the same thing in the remake, where there was like the two separate entities, where there was like a fly with Jeff Goldblum's head, that would have been horrific.
Yeah, it kind of would be.
I can.
Look, I'm a fly.
Oh man. Oh wow. But like this remake, they obviously wanted to make something here. There was like a point to what they were doing. Like this also had like a hidden, like a message, like a metaphor about how a disease like breaks down the human body, deteriorates it, because this was actually released when they had the AIDS pandemic, where it had more deaths were like at an all-time high. And yeah, that's what this was a metaphor of, a disease breaking down the body, where it showed Jeff Goldblum going from this into
yes, Jeff Goldblum.
Yep, into
it could have been Michael Keaton, but he turned down
this.
the role.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah.
No, Jeremy, we were on time, and Nick was here before it started.
Yep, that's right,
By the
Jeremy.
way.
Yeah, this is what. So like instead of like, so in the remake, it's like instead of two bodies being like switched, right?
Yeah, they
It's
merged.
where the scientist and the fly are spliced together genetically, and slowly Jeff Goldblum just deteriorates and mutates into the Brundle fly.
Yeah. And I mean, and the reason for it was because it expected one entity in there, and and as he said, the computer got confused, and it just decided to merge both the DNA, even though they didn't have the term DNA. Well, maybe they did back then. I don't know.
I think they did. I mean, the term DNA has been around for quite a while in the science world,
but I don't think there was as much of an understanding about it then if they had it.
Right.
But also you referred to the AIDS epidemic, although in the movie he actually referred to it as more of a cancer.
Yeah.
Like I only know that because I just watched it. I just finished it up not even an hour ago. Like I've seen it multiple times, but it's been years, so I figured I'd watch it.
I mean, it's a movie I do enjoy going back to every once in a while.
Yeah.
It's like, Jeremy, yeah, the death that you're referring to is that's in the second film.
Yeah.
Yeah, elevator where it crushes a guy's head. Yeah. But,
He had his penis in his medicine cabinet.
oh yeah, there was that one scene where yes, there was that one scene where like parts of throughout the film, after he was fused with the fly from that telepod, throughout the rest of the film, he just very slowly he breaks down.
Yeah,
like his human form just completely breaks down. Like
it's like
first,
shedding.
It started off with the fingernails. That's the one scene that grossed a lot of people out.
Oh.
Yeah, the fingernails, and then his ear, and then then his teeth, and he was storing everything inside of his medicine cabinet.
And that scene where
it's like he's decaying, like he's just rotting.
Well,
like
sort of.
like a
He's
shell
changing,
almost.
metamorphosis.
Metamorphosis, and that's kind of what in fact, you got to admit, that's something that is a trait for some types of insects.
Yeah.
That is
and
true.
that scene where he had the pencil in his mouth and his teeth started coming out.
Ugh.
I'm looking at that and I'm like, oh my God, this is like a cross between like Sloth from Goonies, Deadpool, and the Toxic Avenger all in one.
Oh my God. I never even thought of it like that.
I never thought of that either.
But that's what he looks like.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, I could definitely see that. Yeah, like that's what this is like well known. This movie's well known for its gruesome makeup effects.
Yeah,
well,
which this won an Academy Award for.
Well, and that's also what's made again, that's what makes also the director of the film, David Cronenberg, notorious basically because I know what you're thinking, Tom. But in all honesty, I mean, when it comes to the real David Cronenberg, I mean, I said this the other day, obviously, Don, when I was hanging out, but I didn't actually say it fully, but Cronenberg is a true poet of disgust. He taps into a very useful degree of hey, what's up, Robert? Good to see you.
Hey, you guys.
He basically taps into a very useful tactic, which is the fear of the decay of the flesh. Yeah. Like what happens to our own bodies, which he did in several of our movies.
Yep.
So, the fact that your own body's practically betraying you.
Yeah, this movie is a prime example of body horror. Like two big modern examples of that, I believe, are Tusk and Human Centipede.
Well, and Cronenberg did that with several other movies like Shivers or Rabid or what other movies?
Rabid. Oh, that was a disturbing one. Rabid.
Yeah, that was messed up. There was another one that he did too. I'm trying to remember what the other. Of course, I know he did. Hey, what's up, Nikki? I think Nikki actually contacted me. Nikki, think you
Like
sent the link to the Fear
Paranormally?
Fans chat, right?
Yeah, I did. It's in the Fear Fans
Okay, yeah.
chat.
She was asking if there was a show.
Well, that's only because I had mentioned at some point, because when you guys were talking about going to hang out on Sunday because he was going away for a week, I just generally thought that meant he was going away for a week, like the next day or something like that. So I didn't think there was going to be a Fear
No,
Fan.
he's
So I made a comment about that, and
Yeah, so I didn't think to watch the movie or anything because of that.
well, I'm sure you've seen it.
I watched it. Yeah, I saw it, but I watched it earlier today.
Let's see.
no, because he was
Now-
he's heading out on you're heading out on Saturday, if that's correct,
Yeah.
Don?
Yeah,
Yeah. So as a result of that, and also he had some family related stuff on Friday and Saturday. So we just decided, me and our local friends, we just decided that Sunday was going to be the best option for us to hang out. So you know, that's why we went to go. That's when we went to go see Longlegs, which if you haven't seen it, we'll eventually cover it. But fantastic movie, very disturbing too.
Never thought Nicolas Cage could play such a like.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, I've said this several times. Usually, it's I can't take him seriously, but he kind of took me completely by surprise. He really did.
I have several hidden talents. One of them playing a satanic serial killer.
Well, he kind of did that.
Oh.
Face Off.
You know what he also did?
Oh, here, give us a trailer. Oh, yes,
Yeah.
yes. We'll definitely here. I wanted to throw in the trailer for this remake of The Fly, just to give like those who haven't seen it just an idea of just how much more serious tone it had over the original.
Yep.
Here, hang on. Let me share the screen. There it is.
I think you're making a mistake. I think you really want to talk to me.
Sorry, I have 3 other interviews to do before this party's over.
Yep, they're not working on something to
See,
change.
she was cute.
Oh,
They say they are.
yeah, but they're lying.
There is a limit, even to the imagination.
Human teleportation, molecular decimation, breakdown, and reformation is inherently purging.
Where our greatest creations meet our deepest fears.
Something went wrong, Seth. When you went through, something went wrong.
You are about to go beyond that limit.
Those weird hairs that were growing out of your back, I had them analyzed. They were definitely not human.
If you saw how scared and angry and desperate he is.
I'm sure Typhoid Mary was a very nice person, too, when you saw her socials.
Oh,
No.
You're afraid to be destroyed and recreated, aren't you?
You're changing, Seth. Everything about you is changing.
Oh, no. What's happening to me? Am I dying? I want to know what's going on.
What does the disease want?
Wants to turn me into something else. Oh, no. A fly got into the transmitter pod with me that first time when I was alone. Don't go back to it. Could be contagious.
I'm afraid.
Don't be afraid.
No. Be afraid. Be very afraid.
Help me. Please, help me.
Cronenberg.
All right.
So now, 3 things. One, the makeup effects were not all that great. In that one scene where you saw him crashing through the window, that's when he was coming to get her when she was getting the abortion.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he walked away, his ass looked really weird. It was like square. I just got to say, I couldn't help but notice.
Hey, Kate. Hey, Nikki. Good to see you. Hey,
No, Robert.
Don, I don't know if you met, this is Robert White, who's also from Australia. He's been on several other shows on BB3, so I decided to offer him coming on. So we got 2 people now from down under.
G'day, mate. How you going?
Good to see you again, Nikki.
You said down under.
Well, let me say, Robert, welcome. It's good to have you on here.
Thank you, Don.
Yep. So this
And,
was
life will find a way.
classic Jeff Goldblum, and this has been This one has been one of my favorite horror remakes ever since I first saw it when I was in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I also struggled as I watched the dude with the beard. Like I'm looking at him, I'm like, I know this guy. I know this guy. He's from Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's his comment right there. Tom.
I couldn't help that. What was the third thing? There was 3 things. I don't
And
remember.
Don, I actually, while he's thinking about that, I found the other movies. I wasn't sure why, I couldn't remember, but some of the other body horror films that David Cronenberg has worked on, like I said, obviously I said Shivers. You had The Brood, Scanners,
yes,
Videodrome.
Oh, that was a great movie.
Yeah, James Woods. Yeah.
And and also not necessarily a
love
body horror film, but it was kind of a more supernatural. Of course, he also directed The Dead Zone from 1983.
Yes, that's right.
And then The Fly, Dead Ringers, Crash, Existence, and he did a number of other genre films, but those were his main body horror films that he did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I just have to say, knowing the actor in Jurassic Park and later films, seeing him in this, it's like, oh my gosh, he's so young. Like,
he also does those
baby
commercials
thing.
for like hotels.com or whatever
Yep,
it is.
he's still doing those.
He's supposed to be playing the wizard in the upcoming Wicked movie.
Oh,
No
really?
way. I didn't know that.
How many times are they going to do that?
And Jeff Goldblum was also in this was like almost 10 years earlier, back in the 70s. And this was a creepy film too. He didn't have as big of a role though. The Sentinel, which also had Chris Sarandon in it.
Yeah, that's right. And
Wasn't-
Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I
But didn't he
know
play
that.
like a thug in oh my god, what was the name of that movie? Not a thug, but like a hoodlum. In Charles Bronson movie too. Like one of the
Here, I'm
famous
looking
ones
it
that he
up.
did like a bunch of them for.
I'm not sure.
And he was like really, really young in that. But he was also in The Big Chill, which is a great movie too.
Oh yeah. I mean, The Fly was basically like his big breakthrough role.
Launching
Like,
point.
He was
Yeah.
also in Independence Day too, 10 years later.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. And yeah, Babyface, we've been discussing the body horror on The Fly because like it's just amazing seeing how like they're them just taking the whole transformation like to a completely insane level. Like I actually do have an image here of
He got that tick
Who
too,
just
that-
showed up too.
Oh,
What's up, Chris?
hey Chris,
Nothing. Hey,
how's it going?
Chris
Hey.
Topher.
Yeah, so here I wanted to show like images in the movie compared to the concept art that they had. So here we go.
Yeah, that's what I like. There was actually a documentary I was watching, and it kind of made you wonder, like as he's transforming into this humanoid, fly hybrid creature. It's like you start questioning yourself: is he going to get worse, as time goes on, or no? Is he going to get even worse at one point? I mean, he just becomes like again just a decaying creature, if anything.
Oh,
that second image, the first illustration, that actually looks like Charles Bronson. It's weird.
Oh,
kind of does. You're right.
Oh man.
I just think like how badly he got the wrong end of the whole thing, because Spider-Man, right, gets bitten by a spider. He's like this awesome superhero, and it's like The Fly, and it's like, oh no, this is
I am
a
Flyman.
nightmare.
But what benefits did The Fly get? There's a little insect going around there with Jeff Goldblum's face.
Yeah. I'm pretty
in the
sure-
flea.
Yeah, like Tom was joking about that earlier. Like if they actually did go with that same formula as they did what they did in the 1958 version, but no,
would be
Cronenberg.
horrific.
But yeah, Cronenberg, well known for, like I said, well known for body horror, wanted to make this a much more disturbing, more tragic kind of approach.
He did so well. I have to say, how far does it go though? Could there be a movie about the amoeba? Like, how far does it go?
Man.
I like what
they did have
Jeremy
The Fly
said. He
too.
Well,
With
yeah,
the
they did have a sequel 3 years later.
Yeah.
And
wait,
Yeah,
who was
actually
that?
looking like
played
Edward
the
James
son?
Olmos in the later sequences. Okay.
Who played in the second one? Was that the dude from the from Mask?
Yes, it is. Eric Stoltz. Yes.
Yeah.
Eric Stoltz plays Martin Brundle, son of Seth Brundle. Yep, son of Gina Davis and Jeff Goldblum from the first movie. Yeah, both of them were deceased in the second. So, oh wait, hang on.
Wow, Jeff Goldblum was deceased in the first.
Yeah.
Right at the end.
Yeah.
Hey, what's that?
No worries.
I just realized that because Jeff Goldblum was born back in 1952, so he would have been like 7 or 8 when the original one came out, because that was back in 1958.
How old was he in this? Was he like late 20s?
I think he would have been, if he was born in 52, he would have probably been somewhere in his 30s.
No way. He looks way younger.
He does.
Yeah, mid 30. Actually,
Yeah.
I just counted. Kate, he would probably just be a year older than you.
Wow. I'm 34.
That same age, then.
Yeah.
Same age.
Oh, you mean like the age he was back then? Oh, I
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So he
34.
was- okay.
He was 34.
He was 34.
He's 34.
I just did the
Damn.
calculations real quick. 'cause I'm a geek.
I believe he and Gina Davis actually were married after this movie for a short time.
No way.
Yeah.
I didn't know they
Yes.
were married.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
They did that other movie too, Earth Girls Are Easy, together as well.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. That's right.
And
That was
Transylvania
actually a good
65000.
Oh yeah. And
Wait, Jeff was in this? Yeah, I guess he was. Wasn't he?
I learned in recent years that let's see, Brooks Films was involved in the Fly movies, in the remake and the sequel anyway. But yeah, that's Brooks's company. And Mel Brooks apparently came up with a tagline: "Be afraid, be very afraid."
And
Wow.
could they have used that tagline any more in the 80s? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. I think about this too, because they say it's an American horror film. Surprisingly, David Cronenberg, he was originally from Canada. So I'm not sure why, but I thought for years it was a Canadian horror film. But now I realize it was made here in the United
Oh
States.
God, Rick, he's a Canadian.
And we got someone else who just joined, which
Irene.
Irene.
Now we got the Brady
Happy
Bunch thing.
birthday.
Happy birthday, Irene.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Now everyone can look around Brady Bunch style.
Yep.
Oh wait, I can't look that way.
Fabulous
Nobody's there.
place for supper tonight. It's called a Vampire Cafe. It's an Italian restaurant. It's located right in the heart of Tokyo, the most expensive district. And then you go into this building, and they take you down to the basement, and the doors open up. It's a macabre, dark place where they have candlesticks, and the candle holders are all caskets.
My kind of bar.
You sent me some pictures
You missed
of
it, Kate.
She
Do
sent
they serve,
pictures of it. It's
do they serve the
unbelievable.
drinks in blood bags like they do over in New Orleans?
No, it's in Tokyo, Japan, in the middle of Tokyo.
No, but I'm talking about what they serve their drinks in, because they over in New Orleans, I saw from Anna and Renata, they had their drinks, Bloody Marys, served in blood bags, and they had to drink from the blood bag.
Yeah.
No, they have beautiful glasses, and they
Okay.
have a particular wine that's called blood wine.
Yeah.
And they serve it in a big bottle. It's really cool. I want to go. I can't wait to go.
Yeah, like I said, she sent me some pictures of it, and it's incredible. I got to be honest, Irene, the pictures you sent me, it reminded me a lot at times with all the skulls and stuff. It looked like something out of the catacombs of Paris.
Yeah, it's a really macabre place, but apparently the food is supposed to be really good too.
That's awesome.
I'll have to try
Oh,
one.
I remember what my third thing was. It was the guy that was doing the narration for the trailer. That was like the typical voice for all the movies in the 80s and the 90s.
I did hear it a few times.
Guy.
In a world.
Yeah. Let's talk about my opinions on the original. Oh yeah, hey, feel free to, Billy. Feel free. But here's one thing that I noticed. I put some thought into like. I'm sorry, Kate. What did you guys say? Something?
Oh yeah, no, just really quickly about the original. So when I saw the original when I was younger, I didn't watch the 80s one until like later. But I felt like the like when he's turning into the fly, it's like, ew, that's a bit gross. Like, okay, but I didn't find it that scary. the original. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we just showed that picture. Yeah.
That is more terrifying to me than the 80s one. Like when I saw that as a child, I was freaked.
Well,
out.
especially The Fly with Vincent Price's head on it.
No, that was David Edison.
Yeah, David Edison. Yes, I've seen him in James Bond movies before. He was Felix Leiter in Live and Let Die, and what was the other one? Oh yeah, License to Kill.
Well, and David Henderson, believe it or not, had passed away a few years ago. I think probably about 4 or 5 years ago. I think he passed. He was obviously, of course, in his 90s by then, but everybody, he was able to still live to tell about what it was like filming what was essentially at that time one of the scariest scenes ever shot on films. In a movie like that put together, and the fact that it was shot in color at a time when color was still expensive, so it was quite remarkable for its time. And that ending sequence, I gotta say, that helped me sequence still does freak me the hell out. At first I didn't really take it much seriously when I first saw it, but now when I look at it, it's scary as hell. As a matter of fact, I'll even say this. Help me. Don, you remember this too. No, not that, but you guys know that I actually made my own documentary of like horror movie countdowns called 25 Scariest Movie Moments. Yeah. Which is again a fan-made sequel to some real countdown documentaries. I was surprised that they didn't use the original one, although the one with Jeff Goldblum was featuring the 100 Scariest Movie Moments documentary. So when I saw all these other countdowns didn't have the original, I thought that one's got to be in my list.
They could have had the guy that did the trailers do the voice for it, like.
Oh, I can't do that.
Number 25.
Right.
Number 25.
Yeah, it is quite bad. Can you imagine if they switched slogans? So because it was the 80s, they could be like, I ain't scared of no flies. They switched them.
No,
so good.
Yeah.
Wait, when
did
did
you get a
Ghost
call?
That came out 2 years before The Fly. I mean, as far as
that would have been hokey.
Everybody, a lot of people who watch this movie keep saying, "Oh, the telepods would become the thing that would end all transportation as we know it. No more cars, no more planes, trains, automobiles, whatnot." But
that was a great movie too.
Good movie. Came out a year afterwards. 1987.
I know. I just want to make that joke, but anyway. But the thing is, what they try to do in The Fly, Jeff Goldblum, he has it shows us this idea of how the only way to go through that telepod is completely nude, no clothing or any jewelry, because you would get fused together with that.
Well,
but they're considering that, it does raise some other questions here. I feel like if it's possible to be fused with inanimate objects, there are some other factors to consider, because what if there was something that was put into you that you can't take out? What if you had a pacemaker,
filling,
or cochlear implant, or tooth fillings even?
Yeah.
Oh well, yeah, tooth fillings in particular,
or maybe even the implant too.
He could have went through with her stocking in the beginning, and he might have had a stocking coming off of his head.
I was just thinking this,
or somewhere else.
This is a comedic. It is a reference to The Fly, but it's also funny in a way. Let's not forget. Also learned that the hard way when we actually had Rupert in a teleportation pod.
Oh, that Family Guy, yeah.
I'm a monster.
And they were the same teleportation pods too.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, they were.
That was funny.
Oh yeah, this scene, like I said before, this is known for being gruesome, the makeup effects, everything. But there were some scenes that they felt were too gruesome to leave in the movie. There was one part where Seth was when he was halfway mutated through until the final form of the Fly, he was experimenting with fusing things together. He actually fused the last baboon that he had with a cat, and it created a baboon cat hybrid that attacked him, and then he ended up beating it to death. And then it's hard to watch. And
I would love to see that.
And they ended up taking that out of the movie.
Yeah, I mean that's
wow. I can't even imagine what does that look like.
I didn't even know where you were going with that. I thought you were going to say, and there was one scene where they actually showed his penis falling off, and then he puts it in the jar.
Oh God!
Wow.
You know, every time
Bye bye wee wee.
that scene where he successfully teleported the baboon, you know.
Yeah.
And then the baboon comes out and hugs him. Comes like rushing out and hug him. But every time it gets me, the first thing that goes through my mind when I see that is Shockma.
Yeah, Shockma. I remember that one.
Well,
that movie about that very aggressive baboon.
Shock the monkey.
They did it. That's exactly what happened, Billy. They had to cut some of that out.
Don, just so you know, I just got your message, Shine. She's gonna just jump off for a few minutes because she's gonna go to. Oh wait, you have to go. The computer. I thought you were gonna switch. I thought you were gonna switch.
No.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
computer.
Yeah, I'm sorry you're having computer issues, Nikki.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, nice to see you, Nikki.
We do pay bills here in Australia. We're just having internet.
No, we
issues.
don't.
Yes, we do.
Oh, see, now you got somebody that's going. See,
It's on. I know where you live. Same country.
different ends of the country.
Oh man.
I'll be there in
I'll be
Yeah.
I'll be over there in 5 hours.
Good seeing you, Nikki. Take care of yourself.
Take care, Nikki.
And now it's not the Brady Bunch anymore.
I just wanted to say, looking at baboon cat hybrids wasn't really anything worth showing, but I did find baboon bird. Check it out.
Oh my God!
Oh,
that right there. That right there is something that would have been on Talk with Teddy.
I was about to say, remember Don would Talk with Teddy when he had those pictures of those animals? I showed Don those episodes. So
oh my God.
remember that?
Did you show him my robot voice one?
Yeah.
It's hard to watch the Saw series. Finish the first two. Oh yeah, those first two
was there for that too. I think.
I understand. I mean, not only just that they cut out the scene, but I think I understand now this mix of the baboon and cat. I guess that's supposed to be kind of like a gruesome reference to
Cat Boone.
Again, to the original one, because in the original film, David Edison's character first tries using a cat to teleport with his machine. But the difference was for that, first off, there was no baboon that was being used, but it somehow got transferred off, I guess you can kind of say, into space, because you could hear the cat, but it was like it didn't exist anymore. It was like particles, if you will.
But that first baboon that went through did look like a Cronenberg.
Yeah, first. Yeah, like because the problem that Brundle was having in this is that at first he could not transport living matter, only inanimate objects. And when there was a scene where he tried to put a baboon through the first baboon, was turned inside out.
Yeah, and that looked like a Cronenberg.
You know what? I saw it.
And it was still alive.
And it was screaming.
That's right.
Yeah, and screaming.
Yeah. But I just realized this the whole hybrid between with the cat, like you were saying, with the head baboon. Maybe this is the origin story of Nickelodeon's Cat Dog.
Well, before that, I was going to suggest that it might have been the birth of the Teletubbies, because you were talking about the Telepods.
Oh my God!
Yes.
Oh my God!
I do have a question about Cat Dog though. How did it poop?
Here we go.
How did it poop?
Out the mouth.
Wow.
You never saw that.
Good
Which
question.
one?
You saw them eat.
I don't know.
You saw them eat.
Oh yes, we saw this comment earlier, Billy. Yes.
Yeah, I think it's a classic though. I really like the original Fly, 1950s.
Oh
So
yes,
good memories.
definitely good. I mean,
like anything with Vincent.
I mean, the 80s was when horror remakes were at an all-time high. There was this, there was The Thing, there was Little Shop of Horrors, The Blob.
Yeah, but now is the time when remakes of all kinds of movies are at an all-time high.
Yeah,
now it's remakes of remakes of remakes.
But they're
not just remaking movies; they're taking TV shows and turning them into movies, and vice versa, and the video games into movies, and vice versa. It's getting ridiculous out there.
Oh yeah.
It's one of those movies that I had a hard time. Out of all the movies that I've seen, I had a hard time watching this one the most because It's the scale of how gross it is.
Oh yeah.
You know, and I found out, you know, and I'm like sitting here, and I should have realized that when I was watching it today, that it was going to be a few hours before I could eat because I lost my appetite every single time.
Oh man. But as far as adapting like video games, like you said, Joe, I did love things like The Last of Us, which I believe John Getz, who played Stathis in The Fly, he was in. He played a bit part.
Oh, really?
As a fire, I believe he was Fedra doctor who got executed. Yeah, it was a bit part. He was only in like 1 or 2 scenes.
That's interesting because I never knew that that was him.
Yeah, I have mixed feelings about the character Stathis in The Fly. It's like he came off as a total creep in the beginning because he was supposed to be like Veronica Gina Davis's boyfriend, who was also her boss.
You know, what I'm really surprised about too when it comes to the remake. I mean, the remake of The Fly, and they do this a lot with a lot of these remakes, is that I'm actually surprised they didn't get any of the remaining actors from like at least one of the remaining actors from the original one to make like a cameo, because that was something that was often done with a lot of remakes, is you would get somebody from the original film, you know, just to have a small role or something like that. Yes. I'm really surprised they didn't do that for this one. Vincent Price was still alive, but then again, he was too expensive to get it even at that time.
Well, I don't think for the budget they had that would have been that far fetched.
They could have got him to do a little narrating, maybe.
Yeah, like he could have just phoned it in, literally.
He's a legend.
Yeah.
But like they could have had him on a phone call, like and Jeff Goldblum talking. You know,
something like that. Yep.
Yeah, but Cronenberg did have a cameo in this.
Oh, he did, really? Where was that part on?
It was in that nightmare sequence when they were at the hospital trying to get the abortion. And it turned out to be a maggot. He played the gynecologist. But he was
that yet.
But here's the thing: he played the gynecologist in that scene, but he was like wearing a mask and wearing a hat, like you couldn't even recognize him.
See, that's what I was about to get to next.
You know, I can always recognize a Cronenberg.
I was going to say, I'm surprised we haven't talked about that yet. That nightmare sequence with that giant maggot.
Yeah,
that was gross.
That was, oh my god.
Well, I mean,
so realistic.
When I was watching it this time around, I was paying actually close attention to that to see how much detail went into the maggot. There actually wasn't that much detail. Like, now listen, I work at a state park and I deal with trash a lot, and sometimes the trash sits there for 2 days before we get to it when it's a busy time.
Right.
So I see a lot of maggots. It wasn't completely accurate, you know. Yeah, but
maggots, Michael. How do they taste?
Like chicken, actually.
You fry them up like rice, and
it's like chicken fried rice without the chicken.
I look at that scene and I not only just see it as gross.
That's the main reason I won't eat rice, because it looks like maggots.
Which was a song by Anthrax a long time ago.
Anyways, I was going to say, you know, like that sequence, I mean, I not only just see it as gross, but it actually even kind of looks a little bit painful too to look at, because knowing that not only is this maggot all slimy, but he even has blood on it too.
Yeah, but I would think passing a maggot would be a lot easier than passing a baby.
Yeah,
because it's just like the shape of it, you know.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, you an expert on that topic?
I'm not being gross. I'm just saying.
Oh my god!
I can't believe I just said that. I had to ask.
Yeah, really, Dick. Oh, here. Big guy just say, yeah, really, baby face. I'm with you. Oh man, but they did have like the son of Brundle and Ronnie B shown like in the opening scene of The Fly 2, but it was pretty similar to that. But then it was like a cocoon they cut out, and it was like a human-looking baby. And and also I should mention Gina Davis was offered to reprise her role for that scene, but she felt it was kind of pointless to just be seen there and just get killed off within 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's always that's usually never. I know a lot of actors like from that made film knowing that they're going to die right at the beginning. That usually doesn't sit well with them a lot.
Yeah, like they just had a lookalike play her, but like I said before, Mel Brooks, his company played a huge role in the Fly movies here, and also Mel Brooks is pretty much the reason why Daphne Sonija, I believe her name is, plays Beth, the love interest in Fly 2, because he loved her performance as Princess Vespa in Spaceball.
Oh, was that her? I don't
Yeah.
know.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I saw the sequel. I didn't really like it. I mean, it was okay.
Yeah, it was all right for what it was, but
yeah,
yeah,
I didn't really like it to watch it a lot.
She's a Jewish princess.
I gotta just say for Babyface, like what she just said. Thank God I just ate. You may have ate now, but you won't be eating tomorrow or after this.
The only movie that made me not want to eat is Cannibal Holocaust.
Oh God, that movie was horrific.
I don't know. Event Horizon kind of made me not, especially once I had the DVD and I could pause that one scene where they show, which is another movie you should probably do.
I'll consider it.
Like that one when they show the video once they finally decrypt it, and it's only like a matter of seconds. But when you do frame by frame, that's some sick stuff that's going on in that, and that made me actually like, oh, yeah.
So, what do you guys think was the most disturbing moment of The Fly? I want to hear from everybody.
Well, I couldn't watch the nightmare sequence. I fast forwarded. So I would say that bit for me. It was too graphic.
What about you, Robert?
The hairstyle.
The hairstyle.
Wait, of Jeff Goldblum or Gina Davis?
Yeah, Jeff Goldblum.
Because they both kind of had the same hairstyle, really, when you think about it.
It could have been the same wig. Yeah. Transposed.
Well, long hair was a big thing in the 80s.
I know.
Hey, listen.
I'm with you, Pete.
Don't start talking about long hair in the 80s.
What?
Yeah.
You actually have long hair at one time, Tom?
Me? Multiple times.
I've seen the picture. Yeah, he's shown me pictures.
You've seen me with it on live.
Yeah, the wig.
You used to look like Rapunzel.
I had hair.
I mean, Tom, look at Stranger Things. I mean, hey, Tom, look at Stranger Things. They depict a time in the 80s, and all kinds of guys there had the long hair as well.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with long hair.
Yeah, I'm saying there's nothing wrong with it. I'm saying it was like
I've had long hair since the 80s.
Well,
No,
I haven't
my
had
fact
it
was
since
that
the
his
80s.
was full puffy out. So.
Well,
I did have it in
I
the
haven't
80s.
either because I lost all my hair in the 90s. I went bald in the 90s for a couple of years.
I had it in the 80s and then through the 90s, and then I got rid of it, and then I grew it again. 3 years or 2.5 years ago I started. And
I
then I
loved
grew it
how
out.
big hair was in the 80s. Like, I don't know.
Well,
if
they kept the hairspray people in business.
Aquanet.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Yeah.
The giant purple can of Aquanet.
Yep. I had a sister-in-law that went through at least 2 cans a day just to keep her hair up.
Well, yeah, they had to tease it like way.
Yeah, it was like way up above her head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
It had an extra 2 or 3 feet to her height.
And you
Those
were
metal
like
chicks were hot.
breathing that in. Yeah.
Yeah, you're breathing chemicals.
Yeah, that's why they were called airheads back
Well,
then.
no, because they always covered their face like this. And
Not all of them did.
I don't know.
Not all.
Tom
of them
knows too
You
well.
couldn't light a match anywhere
I had a lot
near
of
them
girlfriends
women
in
back
the
then.
Oh, hell no.
Their hair would go up in flames.
did. Yeah. My hair was always down in a bowl cut during childhood, and then I decided to do something with it, and I just ended up with
hey,
that.
Mo.
Yeah, it was pretty much like Justin Bieber's hair when I was like a kid.
Do you have a picture, Don, of you with a bowl cut?
I actually got that because we got a picture of us.
Oh, no.
Oh, geez.
Go ahead.
Like I did.
It's gonna be a few minutes. I gotta find those pictures.
I like how you referred to Justin Bieber instead of Mo Howard.
No, it was not Mo Howard. It definitely wasn't.
Well, that was a bowl cut. That literally, he actually put a bowl
That
on his head,
was
and that's how he
literally
cut
a
his
bowl
hair.
cut. Yeah.
Hairspray and fire did not mix well. Yes,
Yeah.
I was a skater punkin' high.
That
So I
was
had
the
the
thing,
long
though.
hair and-
It's your mom would do that in the 70s. She'd put a bowl on your head and cut your hair. It was cheaper than taking you to a barber.
Mm-hmm.
But our problem was we had a barber in the family, so she made sure it was short.
Oh man.
And it
I
looked
never had a
ridiculous.
bowl
I mean, some of those haircuts our mom made me get when we were fucking kids. It's like, God, I was so embarrassed to go to school.
Oh, you got it, Nick?
I found them. Yeah. Give me another minute so I can copy them.
Which one is this? This is from one of our conventions that we went to.
Yeah. This was when this was.
And don't forget the mullet. That was famous in the 80s too.
Yeah, well, listen.
I mean, I know
a lot of people tell me that what I had was a mullet. It was not. If your bangs can reach your mouth, it's not a mullet.
But I still have the mullet competitions down here. People do the mullet competitions yearly, I think.
A mullet is like business up front, party in the back.
Yep.
Mine was party all around.
That's how they said it. Business up front, party in the back. That's how
Mine
it
was
said.
party all around, man.
There was, I remember, actually, I think, I can't remember who said that. Well, no, I remember who said that, but I can't remember who they were referring to. That was even said on that paranormal show, The Osbournes Want to Believe. They were using a picture or something. I can't remember who it was, but his hair was like that. That's how Jack Osbourne said about
Joe Dirt.
Yeah, damn it, Jeff Goldblum and your hair. We're talking about hair.
Oh yeah, hey, don't worry. He changes it in Jurassic Park.
Yes, he does.
Oh, he was also in the Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai, which was a great.
And not to mention, he changes it again for the second one too, because he was also in the Lost World. All right, so I got those pictures. Yeah, this was one of. All right, so I'm going to say quickly, this was from one of our first horror film conventions we showed up to, and we met a very legendary director. And you're going to notice very quickly that we were very young in these pictures. So I'll start off with mine quickly. Here we go.
Oh my gosh.
Look at you.
George Romero.
He looks like he's about 8. He looks like that Justin, I forget his name after. Not Bieber, but Justin. I can't think of his last name right now. But.
I was only 16 years old when that picture was taken. We got to meet legendary director George A. Romero for the 40th anniversary of Night of the Living Dead. And as you can see, even at 16, I'm wearing already paranormal shirts. That was my shirt from the Chicago Ghost Conference of 2007. But these pictures were taken back in 2009.
And he put his arm around you and said, "This zombie's gonna go hungry. No brains."
Now, you guys ready for Dawn? You ready, Dawn?
You're ready for Dawn.
All right, here we go.
Oh, look at you.
I mean, you still have the same face, obviously. I mean,
Oh yeah, that hasn't changed. Yeah.
I don't think your hair's that bad. I thought it was going to be like a really bad.
No,
bowl
I mean
cut.
that's not really a bowl cut because a bowl cut is like one length all the way around, like
temples usually.
Like you still look kind of cool. Like not.
But your bangs are not as long as your sides. So
I mean, yeah, I had my hair down. It wasn't. Yeah, that you mentioned, it wasn't really like a bowl cut. It was just like hair was down, but now it's
It's like Lego Man hair.
I gotta go back to my. You guys never just. What would you describe my hair in this one? You didn't really describe mine.
It kind of Lego Man as well, but a bit more windswept at the front.
Yeah.
Like,
and I gotta tell you, when these pictures were taken, we felt like we were at the top of the world, meaning George A. Romero. So he was a really nice guy.
I never forget those glasses.
See, I met George B. Romero.
Sadly, he passed away 7 years ago in 2017. But we were very fortunate to have met one of the legendary directors. And we were, in fact, I know I probably told this story before. We were actually the very last guests that we got to get pictures with because, long story short, I remember we saw him, and it was like there was a huge line for him, as you can imagine. So my dad, who was with us, he suggested and I'm glad he had this idea. He thought, "We'll tell you what we're going to do. Why don't we go see everybody else that you want to meet, and then right before the line ends, we'll run back just before they pack up." So we got to see all the other horror celebrities, which obviously they they didn't have as big as lines as Romero did. So we got to get pictures with them. And then after that, we came back and we looked over, and there was probably maybe like 2 or 3 people left in line. So we immediately ran to that line quickly. And originally, I think we were originally supposed to pay to get a picture, but we were lucky. We were able to get a free picture with them, for both of us. So
you cheapskates.
Great guy, fantastic director.
That's cool.
Nick looked like Justin Whalen in that picture. I had to look up the actor real quick.
You denied him money right before he died, man. What the hell?
Hey,
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah, I know.
You know who Justin
I'll be right
Whalen
back,
is.
guys. Actually, I'm gonna get some water. I'll be right back.
Right. And hey, you know who also had big hair in the actor that had big hair in the 80s? Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, back in the first.
He looked like a woman. Like he legit looked like a woman.
Yeah, because the reason why I bring him up is because he was originally going to play Seth Brundle, but he turned the role down so that he could star in Lethal Weapon.
Oh,
could you imagine?
Better
That would
choice.
be a weird movie.
Oh yeah, with Mel Gibson turning into the Fly.
But you know what? I'll say this: Mad Max would have been a weirder movie with Jeff Goldblum.
Oh hell yeah!
Oh, totally. Oh yeah, I love Mad Max. I love.
I mean, doesn't he look like everyone's mum or teacher? Like, seriously, and like that is your primary school teacher. Like, legit.
More like one of those covers of Milton Boone.
Like the kind of
Like my
teacher that would
strange
take you
Aunt
out to a
Becky.
field and play guitar and
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and sometimes whenever I watch Lethal Weapon, I just notice a little bit of his Australian accent slips out.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I quite ironically, back to what we were talking about, he does say, "Hey Mo."
Yeah, he does.
Three Stooges
He
fan.
does.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he was a vibe. I wouldn't say he looked good, but he was a vibe.
Oh, yeah.
And he filmed the movie in a state park here in the surrounding Philadelphia area.
Oh,
the movie Signs.
So you
Oh,
can get
Yeah, that was in Tyler State Park, which I've been in multiple
Looking
times.
it up, I found it right.
Yep.
I mean, on the whole, I think Signs is a pretty good movie, but
Yeah.
with the twist ending raises questions.
Well, but that's because it's M. Night Shyamalan, and he's got to have a twist to every. What a twist! You know, he's got.
He's got another one coming out soon. But as for Signs, it's like, why? It raises the serious question: if water is the aliens' weakness, then why would they invade a planet that's made of water, an element that will kill them?
Yeah, 80%
Right.
water.
The same thing that killed the Wicked Witch. You know, I
think
mean,
that-
come on.
I think that was the first movie I ever saw. Is it Joaquin Phoenix?
Joaquin Phoenix, yes.
Yeah, it's the first film that I ever saw him in, I think. I don't remember him being in any previous films. Yeah.
Who? Joaquin Phoenix or M. Night Shyamalan?
Phoenix.
Joaquin-
I don't think I saw him in anything
saw-
before.
I've seen him in Gladiator. I've seen him in let's see.
Oh, yeah, he was in Gladiator. Yeah, I forgot about that.
I'm looking forward to seeing him in the new Joker.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm excited about that or not because, like, I don't know what to expect. You know, I mean, the original Joker movie was okay. to
Yeah.
me. It didn't embody for me. It didn't embody
The
the
Joker?
essence of the Joker.
The real Joker.
Maybe the beginnings of the Joker. But I didn't there's so many different storylines in the DC universe with Batman and the Joker and how the Joker came to be and stuff like that. I prefer and I'm just biased, but I prefer the whole Jack Nicholson twist on the Joker.
And
I liked him
and
too.
acting
He was good.
chemicals.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Like before that he was Jack Napier.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
And
you know.
and I think that's how the comic books, that was like originally his origin story in the comic books as well.
Well,
It was Jack Napier.
Unless it was.
Yeah.
But again in the comic books it depends on
I
what
know,
stream of the
it's
comic that
right,
you're looking at.
because
You know
you've
what I
got
mean?
the Dark Knight, and
Yeah.
you've got all these
Multiverse.
different
That's all I gotta
versions.
say.
But early on, the earlier versions of the Joker, the earliest, you go back to the 60s, 50s, and 60s in the comic books. It was like Jack Napier, and they had that whole thing that he shot his parents, and You know, Bruce Wayne's parents. You know.
You mean you guys didn't like the Adam West version?
Yeah,
I love that.
Now listen. That
I
was
grew up
what's his
with that
name?
Batmobile.
Caesar Romero.
Romero.
And you could always see his mustache through the makeup, but it didn't matter.
He refused to shave it, so they painted over it.
Yep.
But of course, the best Joker,
The original Batmobile.
there you go. The best Joker of all time wasn't, you never saw him, you just heard him. Was Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
There you go.
I love that. Well, hello, bats. Like I can't get enough of that. And he will never do it again, because the dude that played Batman in the voice, I mean, he passed away, and he said he will never play the Joker again.
Yeah, Kevin Conroy. Yes.
Yeah. Once he passed away, he said he will never play the Joker again because he needs to play against him as Batman.
Yeah.
That's right.
But just that laugh, I mean, you wouldn't even think in your head that that's Luke Skywalker.
No, you wouldn't.
Well, he did that. He did that one appearance where he was like really, kind of did that Star Wars thing in Jay Silent Bob Strikes Back.
Yeah.
One word is
Cockknocker.
the movie. Yeah.
Cockknocker.
Yeah.
They had the bong sabers.
And he had and then that whole scene was hilarious, but
And he was doing the Joker voice.
I mean, the way he did that, you didn't even realize or think twice that was Luke.
Yep.
You know,
because he talked like this all the time.
You know what we should do? For next week, we should all record a crazy voice that we can do and see if people can guess who it is.
God, do you know how many voices are in my repertoire?
I can't do any voices.
Yeah, but Tom has to surprise us.
I was gonna say, I think
It
we
has
already
to
know
be a
Tom's
voice where it's like, oh damn, like that's Tom. Like he should do it.
But the thing
Well,
is,
I was going to say originally, I think we know what Tom's is going to be because it's, oh, geez, Rick.
Well, no, see, I just gave away the
You got
surprise
to
one already.
surprise everyone.
Because
You
I
should
can
do
already
it.
do the Joker.
yeah, I already did all kinds of my voices for you guys. So if I were to say something like, "We all float down there," yes, we do. you're all there. No, that.
Well, you know what?
You could do it as Nick Cage, though, Don. I mean,
you could do a twist, and you could do the Tim Curry
Nicolas
version.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah,
we all float down here.
mix a couple up. You know?
Or mix it up.
Yeah,
Like,
we could do it though.
we all float down here.
You know what? I don't care about people floating. You know, listen.
Like,
I mean, people are floating all the time. You know, they take all kinds of drugs, and you know,
But can you imagine, like, we don't know how unhinged, like, Joe, Robert, and Chris are. Like, if they sent this, like, crazy voice, it'd just be so fun. We have to do it. We have to do it.
I think pretty much me and Don are the only ones that like frequently do the different voices.
Yeah, but you guys are good at it, so that doesn't count.
Well, I've had a lot of years of practice. I'm almost 50 years old, so
almost 50.
Well, you guys heard me. I mean, I was gonna say you guys have heard me most of the time. I mean, it's mainly my narration voice I do for my stories. However, if you got on some very rare occasions, I can't do the laugh, but I can kind of do the voice. Though is the Crypt Keeper voice, which is Ahmed, my Scary Stories host.
Hello,
like-
boys and ghouls. Sorry, that was a bit of Joker in there.
That's a lot of Joker right there.
But maybe, like, Nick's got a hidden talent. Like, he's really good at impersonating a dolphin, and nobody knows.
Oh, I can't do that. There's no way I can do that. That's a whole different story right there.
Oh,
man.
I don't want to know why you tried to impersonate a dolphin.
You don't have to worry because I don't know how.
Hey,
look at me, I'm Dolphin Nick. Yeah.
And maybe, like, Joe can impersonate a baboon, and, like, we just don't know.
Oh, wow.
Sounds like in this movie.
Like he does that
And
screech.
Tom can mimic a pickle, of course.
Yeah, Nick.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, like, what did you think was the most disturbing part of The Fly?
Oh wow,
That's what I was hoping you were going to ask soon. It would have to be. I would have to go with Kate on that too. Definitely that nightmare sequence.
Yeah, the only thing that comes second most disturbing to me, like that's it. One thing that's second to that is the creepy stalker ex boyfriend of hers, Stathis, because it becomes he makes it evident right from the start when he just comes into her apartment while she's gone and he's in the shower. Like, who does that?
Well, I was in the area. I felt a little dirty.
I felt a little scummy, and I'm like, oh yeah, you're scummy, all right, but not the way you're.
See, shower again. It's a theme.
I do like how he just flushes the toilet and makes the water change temperature on him.
That was a common thing in apartment buildings and stuff. You flush the water with somebody taking a shower.
Yeah, I agree, Babyface. The X was a total creep, but he ended up becoming the unlikely hero in the end because after Brundle Fly had dissolved his hand, dissolved his foot, and there was a deleted scene where the Fly was like eating his foot. But yeah, so after that, when Brundle Fly was dragging Veronica into the telepod and then trying to fuse them all together, Stathis ended up stopping the whole thing and saving her by
shooting the wires and then opening the.
Yeah. So he, in the end, he did care for her.
Yeah.
But also in the end, Jeff Goldblum's character, Seth, came through the monster finally and just like kind of.
Yeah, had grabbed the barrel of the shotgun that Veronica had, pointed it towards his head because he was like
a spoiler alert. Sorry for anybody that hasn't seen the movie from 1986.
Yeah, so he was too far gone. He was like accidentally during the whole thing backfired him and like trying to fuse the Veronica with him. Instead, he tries to get out of the telepod and then he ends up being fused with parts of the telepod.
And that, you know what, that actually wouldn't, theoretically, when you think about it logically, that wouldn't have worked anyway. Even if he was succeeded, like what he wanted to do, then that just would have made one big fly, person made out of.
They probably got the idea of from
Geometry.
Well, there was like a Star Trek. Wasn't there like a Star Trek, the original Star Trek series where they got screwed up in the teleport system, and they had to divide the two.
So nobody told me my ass was this big.
Yeah, I do have a question to ask everybody.
What's up?
So, what would be your worst nightmare to be turned into regarding insects? So we know cockroaches for Nick. Like if he was a cockroach,
or it could be bees.
Bees. Yeah. For me, it's definitely moth. I freak out if moth. They creep me out massively.
We've got
them here. You should see the big ones that we got here in Japan.
No, I can't deal with it.
I know.
I can't
Cave
deal with
crickets
moth.
or camel crickets.
This leads to a kaiju. Wait a minute, I gotta ask Kate this because this leads to a kaiju question. What about if it's Mothra in that case?
Even Mothra. Yeah.
Mothra's so cute.
No.
Not the mechanical
they
Mothra,
look
because
cute,
that's different.
but it's not.
Bears.
So Don, Tom, Robert, Joe, Chris, Irene, what would be your nightmare hybrid?
Camel
insect?
crickets or cave crickets, whatever you want to
You
call
should
them.
see the insects we got here in this country. After seeing the fly when I came here, hell, that's nothing. Splat.
Same with the creatures here. Got heaps of deadly creatures here wanting to wipe you out. But,
Definitely believe it, Irene and Robert.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hi.
Oh, I was doorbell.
Oh, yeah. I was like, oh no.
I was like, is that Tom or Irene? I was like,
But when Tom comes back, I got a good hybrid for him.
Oh, I gotta show this. What Babyface just said. And I got something for Babyface, and she mentioned about bees.
Yeah. And yes, I do agree with Babyface. The ending was sad. Like it's just crazy how right after she killed him, like exploded his head with that shotgun. It's just like,
Yeah.
of course, there'll be an exploding head because he already did that once before with scanners.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. But and then as she's like sobbing over his dead body, like everything fades away to black. And yeah, that's how the movie
Like
ends.
ashes.
Yeah, it's like it was that ending was just so grim. It was insane.
There you go,
Wasn't
Nick.
there another? I know there were a couple endings. I thought there was also an ending where I think it's Julian. I'm not sure. Where supposedly she like herself turns into an insect, but in this case, it's not a fly though; it's a butterfly. In this case, I'm not sure, but obviously, unlike in this case, Jeff Goldblum's transformation, she turns into this obviously like much better, beautiful looking butterfly instead of like a insect human hybrid creature. And god damn it, Chris.
I was just waiting for you to notice it, Nick. I was just waiting.
I know. I was. I'll change it because I know you don't like it, Nick.
What about Joe? What would be your hybrid nightmare?
Just about any insect you could think of.
Okay.
I hate them all.
Oh.
But if I had to pick the worst one, it'd be worms.
Oh yeah, can you imagine?
Well, I think we already know what Tom's is going to be. Then I think it's going to. I'm betting it's maggots.
Yeah.
Tom, you there?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know where he went, but
I hate
okay,
those.
so yeah, Babyface knows what I'm talking about. The butterfly ending didn't make any sense.
That's like those movies where they got those horror movies where they've got insects crawling out of the mouth or
God.
They all creep me out really bad. But the one that I hated the most was from Poltergeist with the maggots.
That
man, I couldn't eat for a week. I couldn't eat steak or anything like that. I couldn't eat meat
That
in
was
it
gross.
for like a week.
Oh,
Chicken either. I couldn't eat chicken either.
Oh, hey Tom. Hey, now that you're back, here's a hybrid that I know you're terrified of. Sharktopus.
Oh crap! No, I would just be bored with that one.
Well, how do you feel about if you became a pickle hybrid?
A Sharktopus NATO, you know, it's
a cicada, Kate.
Well,
Yeah,
is it truly
I
your
hate
fear
this.
if you be Tom? Is it truly your fear if you turn
yeah.
yourself into a pickle?
You know, I could do that. I've done it before. You know,
A big
We saw the
juicy
pictures.
pickle.
Tell him you're Pickle Rick.
I am. I'm Pickle Rick. Hey.
Yeah, I love it.
I know every time.
Wait, did you just turn yourself into a pickle to avoid going to therapy?
But no, why would I do that?
Oh my
I
god.
did it because
Pickle
look,
monster.
I'm a pickle.
Pickle monster.
Hey,
She said.
wait, was that on Sesame Street? Cookie Monster's cousin.
No, that was
No, but it
You know what?
hasn't been-
Actually-
it hasn't been invented
that was
yet. You can
Elmo's
make
cousin,
it.
Tickly Pickle.
Actually, Cookie Monster was green in the
Pickle.
beginning, I think.
Oh,
When
was
he
he?
first
really?
came out.
I didn't
yeah,
know
I don't
that.
think he was
I didn't
blue.
know that either.
Oh, so he tried to turn himself into a pickle?
I thought it was Oscar the Grouch.
I love
that
pickles.
turned into a pickle because he's green.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Oscar's green. Yeah, the drummer.
Yep.
That's
Did you say
animal.
the
The
drummer?
grouchy guy.
Animal.
Yeah,
Right?
Lived in a trash can.
mean, let's be honest.
He lived in a trash can.
I mean,
right
animal.
outside Big Bird's
Grouch,
place.
Mr. Grouch, isn't
Oscar
it?
the Grouch.
I mean, let's be honest though. And
Hated
we all know this.
everybody.
Tom, we all know this. Pickle Rick was at one point caught down in a sewer line. So yeah, it was kind of like being in a
Was.
garbage can.
Yep.
Mm.
Oh, it's speaking of garbage, that reminds me of I just forgot reminded. Where when Seth Rogen was like slowly transforming into the Fly, like you notice that there's garbage all around, and you can only imagine how his how terribly his lab must have smelled with that. Not only that, but also the body parts. of them. Oh my god! It's
So,
like
how does Brundlefly eat? Well,
I remember that scene. Oh my god!
That was disgusting.
That was gross.
Oh,
you didn't see
Yeah.
it, but you heard it.
Yeah, you can hear it though. Yeah,
you heard him. You heard him regurgitate, and then you heard the.
Yep. Baby
No,
face.
They did that.
I remember that now.
Yes, yeah, that's what happened to Stethis, like with his hand, with his foot, and then they do the exact same thing in the Fly 2, where Martin Fly, and he does that. He just actually fully dissolves a guy's face in one scene. Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, when he regurgitated on dude's hand, it was the very same shit it's the very same stuff that they used. Sorry, in like the Indiana Jones movies when the dude's face is melted, it was the same.
Right. Yes.
Same thing. Like because when I was looking at that, I was thinking of that. I was like, oh my god, it's the same technology right there.
I believe you're right. Yes. And I like how the makeup effects artist who worked on this, Chris Wallace. Yeah, Chris Wallace, who worked on this, he also directed The Fly 2. Yeah, so yeah, he.
Not to be confused with William Wallace, because that was a different movie altogether.
Right.
Oh, right. Yes. And
which was also Mel Gibson, and brings us back to Mel Gibson. Look at that.
Yeah. Yep.
Let's see. Sorry. It was a great effect. The Fly 2 definitely was better than RoboCop 3. I could definitely agree with you on that. I like how. So Eric Stoltz plays Martin in The Fly 2. He was known for playing John Travolta's drug dealer in Pulp Fiction, and he was also in Anaconda.
Wait,
he was also in Butterfly Effect.
Yep.
Was RoboCop 3 where like the robots couldn't go up the stairs or down the stairs, or was that?
No,
like
that's Daleks.
No, that's the first one.
Oh, the
And
first
Eric,
one. Okay.
Eric Stoltz also did The Mask with Cher.
Yeah, I said that earlier.
Yes, that's right. You did. Yeah. So,
I might not have heard that
And
earlier.
he was the original Marty McFly, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, until he got
Before
canned.
Michael J. Fox took on, because they wanted Michael J. Fox, but he was too busy doing Family Ties, and then they were between seasons, and all of a sudden there we have.
Thank
Michael
goodness
J.
he
Fox.
did that. Like he
Well,
was.
you don't know. I think Eric Stoltz could have done Marty McFly.
No, I think he's perfect.
He just wouldn't have the same crackly voice, like Doc. You know. Like,
Doc.
So instead of
Think of how your Rick and Morty would have turned out.
Oh my
That's
God.
right.
Yeah, it's so.
oh, wait a minute, Marty McFly.
Yeah. Instead
Fly.
of
And that brings us back to
that?
so couldn't play Marty McFly, so he had to settle for Martin Fly.
That's right.
Yeah.
Wow, how about that?
Pretty fly for a white guy.
Oh yeah.
Can I say something kind of related, but kind of not related? So when I was watching The Fly, I don't know if you guys had this plush, but it was from A Bug's Life.
Oh, wait, hang on.
Oh, that's
I'll zoom in on that. Give me a second.
Is that Hopper?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Hopper.
Okay.
Yep.
So you see these like little strings.
That's the hairs that were growing out of his back.
Yeah, they were all over his back. And honestly, for me as a child, this was a sensory nightmare. So every time I was watching The Fly, I was like, oh, the hairs. And it just reminded me of this. And like, yeah, it was just horrendous. And I just needed to share that. And I feel better now. Thank you.
When a lot of insects do have a type of hairs on the back of their
Gross.
thorax or abdomen.
Like, why would my
flies do
parents
have them.
buy that for me?
Yeah,
Like,
I think
they
they're
don't
like
want
supposed to serve like as nerves, I think, for
Yeah,
insects.
if anything comes near, like it'll disrupt their body system, and that'll pick up on the hairs, and it'll alert them, and they'll fly off.
It's
Like,
not just
like,
insects.
like the spidey sense.
And that's what
It's not
happens
just
to me.
insects too. Some species of spiders have them too.
That's what I just said. Spidey
Yeah.
sense.
Oh, sorry, Robert.
And
Which is weird
Dang it,
because the
Nick.
spiders eat the flies. So
Yeah.
it
Right.
kind of cancel each
And
other out.
yeah,
And the
right,
plants eat the flies too.
Spider eats the fly.
but yeah, Robert. I mean, you're in like Australia, and there's a lot of spiders there that are no joke.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
they're bigger. They're bigger than my.
They are.
And Irene, I mean, she said
There's one,
over in
there's one that
Japan.
was down in Tullamore, New South Wales. It was at least from tip to tip. That's the legs.
Well, there's
Wow.
another
Legs?
thing
It
to
was
measure
in
with that. but-
That was just the legs. That was the body itself was like that. Was huge, but then the legs made it like that.
Yeah.
Holy cow!
It was like,
I mean,
It's a kaiju spider.
How do you evict it from your house? Like,
Well, we were
Well, you have to
renting
serve it a summons first.
We're renting
and
that place.
then
and the owner said, "Oh, leave it there." She's been there for quite a while, so we left her because it was a huntsman, and huntsmen don't bite humans. So
no, I don't want that crawling over my face.
Yeah,
You know what
well,
we do?
First,
Yeah, I was
thing
going to
was-
say, Irene, of course, you guys got some pretty big insects over in Japan as well.
Yeah.
Well, they have the huntsman spiders as well, right?
We use this. It freezes them, and then when it's like it's
compressed air.
It's like it just freezes them.
I don't have a
when they
shoe.
freeze, they die.
But what if
I don't
they
have a
jump
shoe.
on
Otherwise,
you?
I'd show you what we use on spiders. But
What if they jump on you?
Don
What if you
disappeared.
spray and they're like, "Oh, not today," and they like jump on you and like.
Oh, I thought a spider got Don.
Right? With it.
Here's what I use on my balcony, right here. This
Oh,
is
that's the.
Is that deep woods off?
No, this is a.
Oh,
this is
out.
a,
No.
this is a fogger spray. Yeah, I use this when I'm at my balcony. I spray like around a perimeter. Nothing ever comes on. Nothing comes to my balcony for about 6 hours. I do that.
This is what I use on spiders.
Yeah. So,
We got roaches that are this big.
Oh, I believe it. Wait, hang on. Robert's got his. Let's see it.
Right.
Oh, he's got Ray. Okay, yeah, we got that over here too.
I really thought that was deep woods off. I was going to say, oh my God, now we have a connection to my videos.
Yeah,
I mentioned that in every video.
I need this fogger stuff. I use it from my balcony so that I can just sit there, read my book without having to be worried about mosquitoes.
You
And
know,
Tom
I
has a
can't believe I'm about to
slipper,
say it.
right? You use a slipper.
I would have brought it downstairs to me, but the funny thing is, I would have said this is the bug spray I would use, but obviously I wouldn't be using it. It's undoubtedly I do have a can of Gorilla Glue spray, so it would probably kill the insects, but it wouldn't get rid of them. But no,
No, they would stay there
don't
forever.
use it. No.
It would like mummify it.
It would.
I know when I see a spider in my house, my goal is to capture it and set it free outside.
That's what I do. That's what I do.
That's what my husband does.
If they piss me off, then they're gonna die.
Yeah. Nick, one thing I wanted to tell you. What I thought was pretty funny was like the whole pickup line that Seth Brundle used on Veronica when she was like when he followed her to her work after showing her the telepods, and then he said, "I just wanted to say one magic word to you, cheeseburger." And then next shot, they're in a restaurant together. It's like me. It's if only we're that simple, pickup lines like that. Because me, I know a few good burger. You know where you can get a real good burger right here in Chicago, Nick.
Yep.
Here's where you can get a good burger. Where else?
Cheeseburger.
Oh, SNL, yeah.
Cheeseburger, chip.
Yeah, with
John Belushi.
Oh.
No.
Yeah, because
and also Dan Aykroyd too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I actually have eaten there at the Billy Goats. Yeah, it's they do have good burgers, and yes, they actually do talk like that there.
Do they?
My dad stopped there one time.
Second City Saints.
Yeah, there was a lot of that in the 80s, though. Like really, really bad, cheesy relationship pickup line things. I mean,
wow.
Oh.
There still are.
The one you just saw, that was bad.
It hasn't changed much.
Yeah, it hasn't, sadly.
Ask Tom.
Hey, why is it me?
Tom hasn't changed much.
Right, that's
Oh,
what's
I
clear.
haven't changed much
I'm
at
not
all.
sure you remember the lines, is all I'm saying.
Wow.
Tom wasn't even born in the 80s. Were you?
Yes, I was born in 1975.
Oh, 75?
Oh,
Yeah.
darn. You're still a
That
child.
SNL clip, I think was 1976 or 77.
Around that time, yes.
Well, yeah, they started in 75.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, so you were born. You're just as old as SNL.
Yeah. I sure am.
Now you can never fail that trivia question. How old is SNL?
Do they show
always know.
SNL? I wonder if they show SNL internationally. This is the question is to you, Irene, and to you, Robert. Do they air SNL where you're at?
Not on TV.
No.
No.
I've seen them on YouTube, but other than that, no.
I was going to say, what about
You have
Kate, in your case?
Australian versions, though, right, Robert? Like Saturday Night Live, Australia.
Not that I've seen. I've never seen them on normal TV.
There was a Canadian version of Saturday Night Live.
SCTV.
Yep.
SCTV.
Yeah, they had
City
that.
Television.
Okay.
That's where Rick Moranis and Dave Thomas came from. Actually, John Belushi came from there and did Dan Aykroyd, actually.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think
I mean, that good movie, Strange Brew.
John Candy was part of that too, I think.
Yes. John Candy and
that curly-haired guy with glasses that's on those movies.
Rick Moranis.
No,
Rick
the guy
Moranis.
with Stifler, the father with the
yeah.
American Pie movies.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
I can't think of his name. Eugene Levy.
Yeah,
That's
Eugene Levy.
That's right.
Wow, I had to go through the files in my mind and sort it out.
The Tom files.
But
Tom Files.
it's also where
Oh
they're
my God! I need
also-
to do a show called the Tom Files.
The Nick Files.
And then eventually you and I are going to have to do a crossover.
Right.
Yeah,
well, then
because
you
there'll
can
be-
do This Is Nick's World.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I have the name.
Places.
I have the name. The Tominic Files. See what I did there?
This is Tom and Nick Files.
But that show, Bob and Doug
Tom what?
McKenzie,
Strange Brew?
those characters for Strange Brew was
That's where Spuds McKenzie came from.
Yeah, it was invented on SCTV. Those characters, kind of like Wayne's World was invented on Saturday Night
Their
Live.
show was called The Great White North.
Yep.
Hey.
Yep.
Oh man.
Take off, eh? You hockey hoser.
Oh man.
Us older people get that. You younger people
This
don't.
movie was done in 3 beers. The 3B, 3 beers, and it looks good, eh?
Take off, eh?
Oh man. Wow. But yeah.
Did we get any further from the fly?
I see you got an image of the fly in your background.
I
Tom.
saw that.
Yeah.
I wanted to see if anybody else saw that.
I saw that. I first noticed.
That's when he started with the tick.
Yeah, with the twitching. I remember that.
Can you take a look at this? Tell me what you think.
Okay, you want me to zoom in on that, Irene?
It looks like a necklace.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
It's made of beads, and there's
Is
a
it
black
British?
strawberry on the bottom.
Yeah, black strawberry.
No, this is a sandstone.
Obsidian.
Ruby light, obsidian, and selenite.
I have a
selenite. Nice.
Check that out.
Cool.
So that's for protection.
Yeah, I made
That's
it.
beautiful.
Well, that's great, Irene.
I
That's
have.
incredible.
That's awesome.
I have.
Wow.
Oh wait,
I love
gotta
the
take my
colors
screen
to
off.
it.
That's beautiful,
Yeah.
Irene. It really is.
That's what I made.
I have
for my gift.
I have a thing with selenite. Too.
What's
I
that?
like that.
Everything with stuff.
I got this from Willow, who used to do a show with us on BB3, who went through some
cool.
really bad times. But she
Is it-
sent me a bunch of stuff, and this was one of the things. And I always have it hanging up there because it promotes well-being, good luck.
Yeah, yeah,
all
yeah.
that stuff.
Kind of like a peace item.
Yeah.
Is it
How's it hanging?
bone?
I make bracelets. I make
No.
bracelets and necklaces on my day when I'm not doing
Aw,
anything.
that's amazing.
That's a
Wish I
good
had a
song.
reel like that.
But I also have something here from Chanel
you got-
that I
hang
probably
on.
shouldn't show.
Do
on
it.
here,
Oh,
but I will.
Robert. You got something, Robert?
Just an uncut piece of selenite that I got from a company over there in the US.
Wow.
Oh,
Check that
nice.
out.
So I could possibly do some cutting of this and make things out of it. Because that's what I do. I cut and polish jewelry. So gemstones, stuff like that. But I'm just not too sure how to do that one because selenite will melt if it's wet. So
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
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 And Robert and I both and Nick We all know this chick Chanel who does like a rock show, a crystal show.
Mhm.
She has sent me a box with things, and one of the things she sent me was this.
Oh,
But you don't want to zoom in on it.
Yeah,
I know what that is. I know what that is.
That's
Is that my size, Tom?
He's got a small
What
one.
is it, Tom?
What is it?
Oh,
Oh, okay, no.
No.
okay.
No,
I got it.
It's a tampon.
We're getting demonetized.
Wait, it's a heart. It's a heart.
No,
See?
we're getting
It's a heart.
Crazy.
we're getting demonetized.
It's a heart.
It's a heart.
Yep, we're not getting paid for this one.
Damn it, Tom.
Damn it, Beavis.
Yeah, well, you could blame Chanel for that one. Yeah.
Oh, and Robert, I noticed that PS5 in the background. Yeah, I've got
Yeah.
one too.
I haven't opened it yet. You got it on Monday.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Brand new.
Hey, it's well worth it. I do video game live streams
Yeah,
all the time.
too right, Jeremy.
Wait,
Too
you
right.
do video game live streams? I didn't know.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah, you can. You can
That's
do that.
weird.
Been doing it with this too.
How did
Wait,
you not know that,
do you also
Tom?
play? Do you also play Minecraft online too? I mean,
Hogwarts Legacy.
Wow.
Oh yeah, been,
Hogwarts.
oh yeah, been doing that. Been doing let's see, Dead Rising 2. That's been requested. So like a lot of people want me to play more Dead Rising games because of the new one coming out.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah, but
How
my
much
favorite.
are PS5s in America?
What?
How much are PS5s in America?
2
About
shillings.
400 to 500, depending on the model.
800 for mine.
I wouldn't give Sony that much money.
I've been
No.
playing Spyro, yes. And
Really?
Yeah, you've been playing Spyro.
Yes. my favorite
It's
game.
only 450 here.
Oh wow.
Oh, that's good.
I'm boycotting Sony.
Yeah, my favorite game on the PS5 has been The Last of Us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should start playing retro games on there, like
I got lots of
NES and SNES stuff. And
Well,
I
as soon as
do.
I figure out how to live stream off my Nintendo Switch.
Mm.
you can do it on your computer. They have emulators and stuff.
They do.
My buddy sells those systems for about $100, preloaded with all the games. Mini computers with all the ROMs.
Yep. Yep.
Like you could play like the original Metroid or
Yeah,
Super
and-
Metroid.
yeah.
That could be a lot of different
you
series.
could play all the games
Mario
from,
World.
from all the previous game consoles ever made, plus the arcade versions of them too.
Wow.
So you've got like, what do we figure? We calculated about 30,000 games. Yeah,
There
but
it is.
he builds this tiny. Mark builds this tiny little. He put together this tiny little computer. It's very small. It's about the size of a Wii.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, about the size of a Wii.
That's it for everybody. Oh.
Yes, Robert.
And it's a normal computer, but it's preloaded. He preloads it with all
Preloaded Wii.
the ROMs. So all you gotta do is plug it in, you turn it on, and it comes directly to a menu system.
Oh, wow.
So
Impressive.
you pick like you want Sega Saturn games, you want
Mhm.
Sega Master System, Atari 2600, 7600, 5600, or it was 7800.
Do you want to see my preloaded Wii?
But
Well, that goes back to the pickup line. Do you want to come back and see my etchings?
A preloaded game.
Mine's away.
I am.
Hey, Nick.
Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
Show my game room picture I just sent you.
Whoa,
Yeah, I thought
we
I
don't
got
need to see that.
no,
Oh
we
no,
don't need to
actually,
do that.
it's oh wow, this is actually really cool. But before I do so, though,
Thomas.
we turn off the green screen because you guys know how it works. I mean, how
Oh, wait a minute.
it causes issues with my Well, but here,
Yeah.
check this out.
Okay.
This is my game
Look,
room.
now we can really see Nick's legs.
Yeah.
Oh, Tom.
In color.
Is it?
That's NBA
Wow.
Jam.
You know what you
Teenage
need in
Mutant
there?
Ninja Turtles.
You need a
Nice.
pinball machine in there.
There is one. You
And
just
a
can't
pool
see it in that
table.
picture.
Don't
Actually,
forget, Pool
need the
table,
Kiss
air
pinball
hockey.
machine.
That would be cool.
Oh, yeah.
Where is
Star
this?
Wars is in there. That's in my room. That's in my living
Oh, in
room.
your room. Okay, cool. Oh, nice.
And
You
that
need
big
some
one in the back
sit-down
is Batman, and it has 5,000 games on it.
You need some sit down games in there too.
Yeah,
Right,
well,
back-
two of them are.
We need to go back to the fly. Back to the fly. Come on, go.
Back to the fly.
Back to the fly.
Yes.
Oh, that's right. This show was about
Like-
the fly, wasn't it?
Yeah, like a lot of people were like when the Fly first premiered in 1986. Lots of people were like either puking or running out of the theater because of the gross effects.
I believe that.
I can believe that. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
I don't think it was.
And it's like the hardest moment for Gina Davis in that movie was the part where she had to rip the lower jaw off of Brundlefly.
Oh, yeah.
She was struggling with that. In fact, I do have behind the scenes footage of that.
Oh, no. Ain't nobody got time for that.
I got time for that.
Well,
I got my Totinos.
I can see why Michael
And ain't nobody got
turned
time
down the role.
Yeah, hang on. I
He
got
was,
it here.
he was originally offered the role before Jeff Goldblum.
Who?
Michael Keaton.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I'd seen that
I
somewhere.
mean, could you see Michael Keaton as
No.
Jeff?
I'm the fly. Who are you? Who are you? I'm the
Well, you know what? I could see him before Michael Caine, but I'm just saying. Michael
What?
Caine.
Michael Caine.
There we go, right there.
Like she
On
was
the
having a
fly.
real hard time ripping that off.
Yeah, I can tell. It
Mandible
looks like a
claw.
struggle.
Ew.
It's an animatronic, by the way.
No, you're kidding me.
It's got to be just animatronics.
Look at that eyes.
No, they did an amazing job with this.
It's like my cat.
Oh, God, clap that.
Jeez.
Then they
He
had
looks like he's like,
And they put the jaw back in.
oh yeah, they had to do several different takes.
whoa, Gina Davis cleavage. What's going on there? She never had boobs
the end
before.
of the 2 weeks where
Where did
all
she never had boobs before?
puffed
Where
up
did she get
permanently?
cleavage?
You know, swelling.
Watch Transylvania
something,
65000, Tom. Come on.
Oh my god.
Where does she get off having cleavage?
Behave. Behave.
Transylvania 65000, Tom.
Yes, that's
She
true. She
still
did
had
have
no
to cry for a week straight because her character was crying
Oh.
constantly in the last 5 minutes of the movie. So her eyes were like all
Yeah.
puffy at the end of that whole thing.
Oh.
So
Was that Jerry Seinfeld in the background?
No.
Oh my God! Look at me! I'm on
Look more like
this.
Spengler.
I'm on the fly.
I'm on the fly. I
I
don't
see why
know.
she wanted to do Stuart Little after that.
she did. She wasn't Stuart.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, I can see why she wanted to do something like happy and chill.
Yep.
You know,
But then she started Beetlejuice.
There, yeah, we
yeah.
had some real good times together. There,
Batman.
I'm coming back, and let's see. I don't know if she's coming back, but we're gonna have Winona Ryder and Jenna Ortega.
You know, I'm feeling a little anxious, if you know what I mean.
The next generation.
Yeah, but Beetlejuice was more of a comedy than anything else.
I cannot
Yeah.
wait to see Beetlejuice 2. I
Yeah.
really cannot wait.
Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
But the thing is, they only say my name twice in the title. You have to say it 3 times.
No. She says it 3 times.
I'm just glad that they're not when they, usually when they do a remake, they do it too late, so that sometimes they can't bring the original actor back to
Yeah.
reprise
Yep.
his iconic role, and they're bringing Michael Keaton back for this.
Well, there was a character they could not bring back.
Well, yeah, but still,
Not that he was dead.
but the main character,
He had other issues, you know. and-
Yeah, sick issues.
Yeah, well,
I mean, nobody else could portray Beetlejuice but Michael
No.
Keaton. in my
Oh,
opinion.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
to make that movie without Michael Keaton would be a big mistake.
Mm-hmm.
But they did bring in what's her name that played the stepmother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
Oh,
in it. And she was also from SCTV, by the way.
Yeah, I'm surprised she's not. She was doing those commercials because she lost that kid all the time from Home Alone.
Oh,
Kevin.
yeah. Catherine
Catherine O'Hara.
Catherine
Catherine
O'Hara.
O'Hare.
And then don't you have the daughter?
Winona Ryder.
Winona Ryder coming back as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
She is.
I think pretty much not everybody that was in the first one is back. I mean, they didn't have Alec Baldwin in there. They didn't have Gina Davis in that.
Well, they have a sort of reference to that because in one of the scenes they have the model that he made, and the car that they were in falls off that. So it's sort of a reference back to them too.
Yeah,
and I think it's really cool that entire town got transformed
Is it
back.
still going to be a Tim Burton film though?
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
Good.
Like they actually recreated the entire house.
But still,
well, they recreated the facade of the house in the exact same spot that it was in.
It'll be called Fly Juice.
Claire, let's go. Let's go through the telepod. It'll be fun.
Well, I attended Julie, and I've seen The Exorcist about 167 times, and it keeps getting funnier every single time I see it. Not to mention the fact that you're talking to a dead guy here. What do you think? You think you're qualified? Well, I mean, can you be scary? Oh, can I be scary?
Yeah,
what do you think of
I like how Michael Keaton improvised what he did after when he did that when they just left him there and then in that cemetery and he would just kick that tree. The tree wasn't supposed to fall over.
Model.
Yeah, he improvised what he did after that. And he said that line.
Nice biting tree. Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, improvisation is always the best. There's so many circumstances where actors have improvised and it's just been iconic.
Michael Keaton in comedy roles has always been gold.
Like Jim Carrey in The Grinch, where there was that one part where he had to pull tablecloth. Everything was supposed to fall off of there. That he just pulled it off perfectly with it. But then he improvised running back and knocking everything over.
Jeez.
Love it.
Oh, that was hilarious.
What's your favorite improvised moment in a movie? What's your guys' favorite?
Well, I don't even know what I don't even know what was improvised or not that I like.
Jack Nicholson's Shining, the "Here's Johnny" line.
That's a good one. That's
I
iconic.
already know what Tom's favorite improvised line is. That's from a TV show.
No.
I'm Pickle Rick.
Yeah, you got it.
The Cronenbergs.
Rick, I really sucked that we had to leave Cronenberg world when everyone was Cronenberg this whole time.
Well, you know what? I mean, sometimes you have to leave your family. I mean, I've left so many families. I don't even know. You're not even my original Morty. I can't even. Wait, what? I'm not your original Morty.
That's a pretty dark aspect, though. Abandoning the world that you pretty much destroyed, and then you go into another universe to take the place of a dead version of you and living with a family that technically isn't yours.
And burying yourself.
Yeah. Can you imagine burying your own dead body?
Ugh.
I want to see Tom, Nick, and Don do improvisation.
Nick in Multiverse.
Yeah.
Buried himself.
Yeah, there might be another version of me in another multiverse where I'm really successful on YouTube. I don't know.
Isn't one enough?
I need more Tom.
You're gonna get together.
Maybe the next universe truly is. This is Tom's world. He runs the entire planet.
It might be. The entire world might be mine.
Man.
That's what he's been telling everyone, and we haven't believed him.
I got my Tom's World shirt. I'm ready.
What are we gonna do tonight, Brain? Try to take over the world.
I love
Nice.
Where are we going to find leader hose and a hose this time of night?
Short point.
No.
He came back with that was good.
Oh yeah. So it's hey, Yeah, I think I just looked at the time. We do have to wrap this up for the next show, right?
No, Greg doesn't do a show anymore after you're done.
Yeah.
Oh. Damn, we're going all night.
Yeah, we can do this. We can still do this for a few more minutes. Yeah.
I totally agree, Jeremy.
Tom's World
Totally
inside
agree.
the 13th dimension. What a scary thought.
Yeah.
And the Nick files exist inside Tom's world.
Yeah. It's the Tom
Where would-
files.
But where would the Fear Fans exist?
Within the Nick realm.
Outside the Nick realm.
Within the Nick half of the Tom
They'd
Nick
be a
world.
folder in the files.
Yeah.
Right.
And we're lost
Yoinks.
files.
And then you're all stuck in the insane asylum.
But my question is, who plays Scully?
Oh.
Well, I do have a redheaded girlfriend. I'm just saying. My goddess is redhead, so we could work that in.
Oh man.
But then that means that she's from the aliens and stuff. So
I
it's
can dye
weird.
my hair for you, Tom.
You are now entering the Nick realm.
The Twilight Zone.
The Tom
Man
Zone.
lives
Or
in the
outer
sunlit
limits.
world he believes to be reality.
Yeah.
But there is, unseen by most. But sorry, I was doing the dark.
Or we could be doing the outer limits. You don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Combine them
Could
all.
do.
Heck.
This is a podcast, not a time machine.
Not a time machine. Well, it is now, Santiago.
Or is
Is it a time?
Well, let me tell you what. I mean, we got to go like 88 miles per hour.
I got a hot tub to travel.
Oh, that's heavy, Doc. I got a phone booth outside to travel in.
Nice.
Yeah.
non heinous, man.
Bill and Ted.
And
yeah.
I gotta go back to
Oh, I was
that's
thinking Doctor
Santiago
Who.
said.
not Bill
Oh,
and
yeah.
Ted.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I never watched Doctor Who though.
Yeah.
No,
like-
if you
No,
talk
it's
about-
got to be that dude from the 80s with the curly hair.
Yeah.
if you
Tom
talk
Baker.
remember when we had Greg on before he did a show? I mean, like when he was still on.
Yeah.
Afterwards, Greg, he is a huge fan of Doctor Who. So you could talk. You and Greg could talk about that for hours on that.
Which doctor?
I don't
I
know.
don't know which doctor. I just know like Greg. he's
Oh,
a
look,
huge
it's got
fan
the
of Doctor Who.
TARDIS.
Oh.
There it is.
I got several.
That
Oh,
looked
wait,
like
wait,
it
wait,
said
yeah,
Dr.
There it is.
Uno.
The TARDIS.
Oh wait, I was about to. I just zoomed on that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
At first, it
that's-
looked like it said Dr. Uno. I was like, what?
Oh, yeah.
Not the
Doctor Who
mama.
knows what?
Here.
Exactly. Not the mama.
Yes, classic show.
His shirt. His shirt.
But,
Not the mama.
but it's he's made up to look like
Freddie Mercury.
Freddie Mercury.
Oh,
So good.
Not the
check
mama.
that out.
Mama.
That's cool.
I like that.
Aw, that's so
That's cool.
Classic.
And I've got my clean shirt on tonight.
Oh, and
Oh,
there
here,
were-
look at Jeremy here said. Oh my
Wow.
God! He wrote a novel right here.
Whoa.
Imagine, if you will, a young man wandering around.
Gotta do your voice.
Clearly,
Wait,
occupied
no,
world.
stop.
What?
You have to imagine, if you will,
Oh,
a young
damn it!
man wandering around in a singularly occupied world, or
Or
once was. Wait, I can't even do it.
Or
Man.
once was
I got the voice, but I just can't
was
read it.
a
Great
man,
evil
and
man.
a young
And the
man,
young man
comes
comes and
down.
finds out that he has been transported by not knowing it was happening, and now he's in the battle
See,
for his
nobody
life
can
and
do it.
back to the home he once knew. Up next on the Nick File.
Wait,
That's
who has a
awesome.
cat that's like
Me.
meowing? Okay.
Me.
Cat? Kate?
My cat's not meowing.
Whoa,
It's
wait,
Irish.
Irene.
She's got a
Whoa,
cat.
we didn't
G'day.
need to know that.
Oh, she is a cutie.
All the way
Irene.
from Japan.
Look
Oh,
at her.
Oh,
Little
those
nickel
apples.
chan.
Look, it's a Japanese cat.
What's,
No.
what's that
It's
cat's?
part American short hair.
Oh,
And what's the cat's name?
Latte.
Oh, latte.
okay.
It's my daughter's cat.
drink them every
I'm sorry. I was,
here's what
I
I
was
was
going
doing.
on like a Queen
Santiago.
thing that was like Japanese. And
Santiago, I mean, you had someone in common, but I'm not in the living room though. I'm in the
Kate
basement.
and Nick are both
I'm in
in
my living
common tonight. What's in common?
I'm in my computer
We're
room.
both in living rooms. But I'm not in the living room.
Gotcha.
I'm in the
Okay,
I'm in
cool.
the basement right now.
I'm in my living room.
Yep.
I'm in my computer room.
Yeah.
Living
You
it
can
up
see
in
where the
the
rips
living
and
room.
chains are.
This is where I always am. You
I'm
know
in my
because of this
everything
thing
room.
right here.
Oh, it says this is Tom's world.
Yeah. How about
Because this is Tom's world.
Also, there was one other comment because I know we were going to talk about this at some point, Don. Santiago brought this up too. No comment. I don't feel like I need to remind Kate of this loss last night. Was crazy with that tornado terror.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Tornadoes.
Yeah, I know. It took out a witch. I swear to God. Like
It
a
was-
house landed on her and stuff. It was weird.
Wow.
And there was one over by Navy Pier that was like flinging sharks up in the air. It was crazy.
Well, you know, like,
I don't know
I
where
heard
the sharks came from because we don't have sharks in Lake
yeah,
Michigan.
they were octo
Bull
sharks.
sharks. You never know.
I just heard some like crazy old lady shouting, "And your little cat too!" And I didn't know where that came from. No idea where that came from.
Wow.
No,
You guys
within
had
all-
tornadoes.
Within all
We
seriousness,
had
I mean,
earthquake last night.
Within all seriousness, though, last night was
Yeah.
crazy. Though I mean, it was. Did the siren? Well, I know you had that. Don, did the sirens go off in your area?
Yeah.
They did, and I was doing a live stream at the time playing Spyro.
You were.
Oh, jeez.
Because I saw you were still playing while Nick was commenting in the Fear Fans thing. It was like, bing, 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 bing.
And
I was
then
like,
right as I was right, it was like I was getting close to finishing like the live stream. The emergency alert on my phone like it went off. I looked
Did
at
it
it.
go off on your TV as well? It was like
It went off on
phone,
mine, too.
TV,
It went off on the
outside.
TVs over here.
Anyway, it went off on my phone, and I said, "Whoa, okay, we got to end this." And like then a character in the game said, "Here, follow me, so we can do this and that." I was like, "Nope, I got to take cover." I'm ending this. And so I decided to end it there and went downstairs into the garage.
Did your power
Yeah.
flicker or anything like that, or?
I think so, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't enough to shut the whole power off. But
And Irene had an earthquake.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah, we
I
had an
heard you guys
earthquake
had an
last night.
earthquake.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Actually, that brings up something else too, which Kate and Don, you guys probably know about this. Ironically enough, Irene, we actually just had an earthquake ourselves that occurred. It occurred in very early. Did you guys know about that, Don and
No.
Kate? There was an earthquake that hit the state of Illinois, but it was very early in the morning. It was a 3.4 earthquake.
Oh,
Yeah.
no way. I feel it because I was asleep. I didn't.
It happened late at night. I don't know how much the intensity was from in the Chicago area. But
Yeah.
from what I do know is that my suspicion of like where this earth, because obviously the fault lines, my suspicion is that it may have came from the New Madrid fault line, which is located down in Missouri. But
Okay.
that is actually one of the main fault lines I'm most concerned about, because people always think, like when you think of the worst earthquake to ever strike the United States, they always think of the San Francisco earthquake of 1906. That's not the case, actually. They say the mother of all earthquakes in North America happened over 200 years ago, back in 1811 and 1812, which was a series of earthquakes that struck. And the scariest part is, considering that happened over 200 years ago, we're really overdue for a strength of that type of earthquake. So I got to be honest, when I found out about this earthquake, that was pretty scary, because I thought, oh my God, is this the earthquake we've been waiting for? Like, was that the fourth shock? Is the big one coming now? But so far, nothing.
They
I've
say
just
that we're
been
going to have a
like-
big one here.
Yeah, they're
In
saying it
Tokyo
over here
soon.
too. It's going to happen over here soon too.
Yeah. But ours last night was hit in the middle of the Pacific Ocean.
Oh.
That's where it came from.
Oh,
Did
no.
it cause a
Okay.
tsunami?
It
That's the
didn't
problem.
because it was on the bottom part of it, but yeah. And
Oh,
no one,
jeez.
I said,
Oh,
geez,
jeez.
we got an earthquake.
Oh,
I said,
geez, man.
I want to go to bed. He's like, let me go.
Yeah.
Jeez, Nick.
Oh man.
I got a picture here. You guys are going to, I know I show a lot of storm pictures, but this one, You guys, this is an incredible. This was taken last night, not necessarily of the tornadoes, but of the storm that hit. This happened right in downtown Chicago. Check this out.
Oh, is it the 3 towers? Yeah.
Wow.
All 3 were hit.
Looks like
Sears Tower, Trump
Sears
Tower,
Tower,
and John
Hancock
Hancock.
Building, and I'm not sure what the third one is.
They got him.
It's here, Nick. It's the Sears Tower, Trump Tower, and the Hancock Building.
Oh,
They're all
okay.
gonna join.
I didn't know what I knew the other one. I knew 2 of them. I didn't know what the third one was.
It's the Sanderson sisters. They're coming.
Right?
I gotta admit though, that is an incredible picture, and I gotta also admit too that would make a great poster too.
Yeah.
Especially those metal plates.
Yeah.
Metal plates with that etched in and then glossed over with the some sort of light behind it, LED lights to light it up.
Yep.
Jeez, that's just incredible. The whole sky is lit up,
Mm.
and I just found something else, guys, because I was looking this up. I was getting more updates regarding the outbreak last night. There may have actually been more tornadoes than we expected. You're going to find this chilling. Supposedly, they haven't confirmed it yet. They're still kind of surveying. Supposedly, we may have had 29 twisters strike throughout northern Illinois and Chicago. If my reports are correct, this could be a historic event. It might even be the largest tornado outbreak to have ever affected the Chicago region.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean, and that was also the scariest part was while we were taking cover, I was getting these reports of other tornadoes in the area. So it was a nightmare unfolded for us. Other supercell thunderstorms were spawning multiple twisters. So I knew immediately that we were in the grip of Illinois was in the grip of a tornado outbreak.
So basically, Nick, basically what you're saying is the new movie Twisters was coming to life.
It was pretty much like that. It was kind of chilling. It felt like Twisters. Yeah, it was like right
What
before
was
the
the
movie came out.
name? What was the name though? There was a specific name for the storm, the type of storm.
I just know they were supercells.
Yeah.
It was it was confirmed as something though. D something.
Scared as hell. Storms.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that could be, but what I can tell you though.
Derecho?
Oh, derechos, yeah.
Derecho?
That's what it
I
is.
had to Google it. But yeah, derecho.
Yeah, which
Google's
in
your
case
friend.
anybody asks what a derecho is, because that's not a very common name.
Mhm.
I wrote it down a long time ago because yeah, so I said this for another severe weather event that occurred 4 years ago, but I'll read it anyway. It's not very long. I said, so despite that Chicago as well as our area were under a tornado warning, upon hearing the National Weather Service has ruled out a tornado,
Is that Jeremy?
destruction. Well, no, this was from a few years ago. So
Oh no, I mean in Tom's picture, is that Jeremy?
Yeah, that's Jeremy.
Yeah.
And then
Okay.
Because
and then-
he's got he's
Yeah.
got Manson down there. I got
Okay, sorry, Nick, carry on.
sorry.
Upon hearing the National Weather Service has ruled out a tornado, the cause of destruction has become a meteorological mystery. So, like what we may have had ourselves within our area, one expert thinks it's a microburst. A severe thunderstorm is sudden, powerful downdrafts. But ours is scientific detective work, and what I'm now hearing is that the culprit is revealed to be a derecho, Spanish for straight ahead. Derechos are formed weather conditions, those that create tornadoes. When the warm, humid air from the heat wave collided with the dry, cold jet stream, wet, heavy winds slammed straight toward Earth at up to 100 miles per hour. It was unusual, but not unprecedented.
I wonder if it opened other dimensions.
Yeah,
It probably did.
That energy.
In fact, I'm not the Don you remember. I'm Don from another universe.
That's right. Now he is Donald Trump.
Are you?
That's right. I'm Donald J. Trump.
You saw, and also that picture, and also that picture you saw of Trump Tower.
That was my tower in all its glory. Plenty of rooms available. So
He's the biggest Trump you've ever seen.
Yep.
Let
So
me tell you, you've never seen a Trump bigger than him.
Yep. Plenty of rooms available in Trump Tower. So less looking and more booking, please. Thank you.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. It's the biggest Trump you've ever seen. And let me tell you, I'm just saying.
It looks fine. Calm down.
That's a nice picture, Jeremy.
He says it's a bad picture.
I like the tash.
Oh, I thought you meant bad picture as in like badass or something. I don't know.
Oh,
Man, that's a bad picture.
I like that. Let's go with bad.
All right, well, I got to take it off now because Joe took his Manson picture off. So that's the only reason I did
Are you
it.
trying to copy me?
Yeah. Well, I did it with Jeremy, man.
You better put NWO up there then.
Look, all right. Look, I'll put a different picture up. How about that?
There you go.
I don't think, there you go. The pickle.
It looks like here it says Tron.
Oh,
What
he
is
said.
that?
Jeremy said.
Oh,
no,
you was talking about Jeremy's
I
picture.
don't care for that
Oh, okay.
picture.
I thought you were talking about the lightning picture. My bad.
Oh.
Good means bad, and bad means good. Yes, it's opposite day
Yes.
today, apparently.
Yeah.
Look at
That was
me.
the 80s way to talk.
Yes. All right. So to wrap this up,
Wicked.
so to wrap this
Mr.
up,
Meat.
yeah. So to wrap this up, The Fly. It's first saw it as when I first saw it as a teenager. It was creative. It was it had like it had a good cast. It had some gruesome practical effects and makeup. So of course I love it. Today it holds up well. It's one of the best horror remakes of all time in my book. So it's
And
right up
you know what?
there.
It had a Cronenberg.
Yep.
You know,
It's right up there with John Carpenter's The Thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it had
I
a
was
young
going to say,
Jeff
actually, Don, you
Goldblum.
were saying you're not the same Don. I was going to say, are you Cronenberg, Don?
Maybe.
Maybe.
You never know.
Maybe.
Yep. Be afraid. Be very afraid.
No, I gotta admit. I mean, just before we had to, I mean, it's too bad that Cronenberg, hasn't really made any films like that since the late '90s. I mean, it would be nice for him to, get into it again. But then again, at the age he's at, he had talked for several years that he was going to retire, but it looks like he's starting to get back into filmmaking. But I doubt he would get back into doing like body horror films like he used to.
Yeah.
With the advancement of CGI now, that he'd probably be able to do it a lot easier.
He could, but I think he would probably prefer the real effects because that's what he used, throughout the 70s, 80s, and 90s.
Practical effects movies are way better.
Yeah.
Now,
Always have been.
now all we need is just the outro music for the X-Files and we can...
The Tom and Nick files.
Take Nick out.
Tom and Nick.
Actually, I mean, I know it's been a while since I've done Nick Files, but I have been putting together an intro and outro for my show. So it's gonna still be a while because what I can't tell, I'll give you guys a little. I haven't yet, Jeremy, but I plan on it.
I read it. I liked it.
See, and what I can't tell
That's
you
a long
quickly
story,
about the
man.
intro is that I'm putting all the titles of all the locations and different events that I've covered on the show, and it's going to have kind of a nostalgic feel to it. I can see the introduction being done real soon. However, as far as the credits go, that's going to take a little bit longer because I need to cover more locations so I can add it because the introduction's a little bit longer than the outro. It's a little bit longer than the intro is.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Another cat.
There we go. Yep, another cat.
That cat.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
So, yeah, so we're gonna wrap this up. Hope you guys enjoyed this edition of the Fear Fans podcast, and definitely check out The Fly. It's gruesome, but it's worth seeing if you love Jeff Goldblum.
Yep.
And Irene also most importantly, happy birthday.
Happy birthday!
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Yes. And just so you guys know, there will be no Fear Fans podcast next week because I'm going to be on vacation.
Okay.
There you go,
Oh,
Tom.
nice.
Next
Deserve a
week.
break.
Have fun.
Deserve a break.
But with the Saturday after that, I'm considering having us cover Abigail.
Abigail, yes.
Yes, a lot of guys out there wanted us to cover some modern stuff as well. So yeah, Abigail is definitely one that I've been looking forward to having us cover.
Jeremy.
And then for the Minecraft feed, it's going to be like 3 weeks since we played by the time we get there. So we have to all reevaluate things and figure out where we were and what we were doing.
Oh man.
Well, I'm just going to say this. I mean, just from a personal standpoint, I mean, obviously these breaks of shows, that's really, I mean, it's kind of beneficial for me because I've been trying my best of getting back to working on these audiobooks because, like I said, we're doing so many shows. It's been tough for me to get back into doing it. So having this little mini break, and not just from these other shows. I mean, you guys have noticed I haven't really done Nick Files in a while. Well, I'm going to be eventually bringing it back, but what I'm trying to do is trying to get these stories released because I should probably say, just a few days, once we hit July 22nd, it'll be 100 days till Halloween. So I need to get to these stories so I can release them.
Yep. And if hosting a lot of podcasts is tough for you, then just do what I do. Stick to hosting one.
Like I said, I haven't been able to host my show. That's why I'm taking a break from some of these shows.
I only host
Thank
mine.
you, Nick, for showing up on mine, being so busy.
Oh yeah, I was a guest on his. Yeah,
we got a show on yours too. Tales from the podcast. Yes,
I only host mine, but I co-host on a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, we got to get Jeff back from Tales from the podcast. I'll have to reach out. I'm going to reach out to him one of these days.
Totally.
Yes. I got to get on Tom's World sometime.
Well, I mean, I do it every Monday around 7:00 Eastern time, 7:00, 7:30, and you could be in the chat.
9 a.m. Australian time.
I have been in the chat.
I keep telling Tom that I've said this before. I still think because all this talk of this is Tom's World, I think he could be the next most interesting man in the world of Dos Equis. Oh, wait. Hang on. If you're going to do the line here, I'm going to zoom in on that.
Oh, wait. I didn't know what I was going to do.
I thought you were going to say stay thirsty, my friend.
Oh. Stay history, my friends.
There you go.
Yay.
Bravo.
Nice.
I made that up on the fly. How about that?
Yeah, I have seen this. Tom, you still haven't responded, Jeremy. If you you and Dom want to be guests.
Oh, no, what? Listen. Friday nights are tough because my goddess is usually here. So it all depends on what time Friday. So send me a time frame and I'll figure it out.
Jeremy, isn't it like 7 or 8 p.m. Eastern time? I'm not. I know he's kind of changing.
If it's 7 Eastern time, I could probably do it. If it's 8 Eastern time, I probably
just lost Joe.
Oh,
8 to 9 Eastern. It's just an hour.
Yeah, so that would be 7 to 8 or 8 to 9 Eastern. Yeah, no, that's tough.
Yeah, that's when it gets hard
because that's about when my goddess gets here, and
it gets
we
hard.
usually sit here and we watch The Wire, and But
anyway,
there's your answer, Jeremy.
I mean, Dom, I'm sure Dom can definitely be up for it, but like I don't know that I can.
October, we're gonna have fun. We're gonna be going on the Suicide Waterfall, Suicide Forest, everywhere else. We're gonna be doing. It's gonna be close to Halloween when we're gonna be doing this. So,
but
it's gonna be
that I got to check out.
I will say, if we stage it beforehand, I mean, I could have my goddess here on the side and she'll just like watch, you know what I mean? And we can be on there for a little bit. So
yeah,
reach out to me personally and we'll figure it out.
Yeah, I'm getting a celebrity now. Celebrity status,
For sure.
Well, I am a celebrity, I'm just saying.
One final thing just before we go. You guys got to see this.
Tom, can I have your autograph?
Just before we go, I got one other picture. I just found this on the phone. It's from one of the other stores. You guys got to see this. This is unbelievable. Look at this.
Ew.
Ooh, I love that.
Look at that.
I love that.
Yeah, that's really good.
That's crazy.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Lightning bolt and rainbow.
Did you just snort up there? That was a huge snort.
Look at that guy in the middle on the bottom. Like
You talking? Oh,
right under Don.
Okay, hey, he's got his Tom's World shirt.
Tom's World, nice.
Yeah.
I didn't have it on, but
All right, so yeah, we got. I'm sorry,
Anyway,
hope you guys enjoy. Hope you all enjoyed this edition of the Fear Fans podcast. And like I said, we'll be taking a break from it until the following Tuesday because I'm going to be out of town. So yeah, be sure to tune in for that when we cover Abigail. So hope you guys enjoyed and subscribe to my channel, Nick's channel, Tom's channel, Things Network. Yeah, subscribe to all of us. Everything. Yes. So hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good night, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.